11 and 12. And then we're going to skip to 25 through 32. Luke 15, verses 11 through 12, and 25 through 32. Verse 12? 11 and 12. Please say amen. You got it?
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Now this is a very familiar passage. Luke. I know he wrote 2 books in the Bible. And then Jesus said, there was a man who had 2 sons. The younger then said to his father, Father, give me the share of the property that will belong to me. So that he divided his property between them. Now we're going to go through 25 through 32. Now his elder son was in the field, and he came and approached the house. He heard music and dancing. He called one of the slaves and asked, what is going on? And he replied, your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted cow. Because he got his back, he got him back safe and sound. He said to him, angry, and refused to go in. His father came. He then became angry and refused to go in. His father came out and began to plead with him, but he answered his father, listen, for all those years I have been working like a slave for you, and I have never disobeyed your command. Yet you have never given me even a young goat so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours comes back, who has devoured your property with prostitutes, you killed the fatted calf for him. Then the father said to him, so you will always be with me, and all that is mine is yours. But we have to celebrate and rejoice because this brother of yours was dead and has come to life. He was lost and has been found. We got it already. Add blessing to the readers, hearers, and doers of the most holy word.
Amen. Preach the word, Pastor. Preach the word.
This is a text that we have all heard over the years. One that we've heard preacher after preacher called the prodigal son. Or I was lost, but now I'm found. I've even found myself preaching this text from the ideal of the son who was left behind. The thought of it's not about you. Looking at what the son that stayed behind did and how he felt as far as what he did. But the important thing about this text is that it has so many ways to be preached. It's even more lessons in the text. But if I had to put a title on this text, I would simply say Ungrateful Children.
Oh, wow.
Ungrateful children, that's what both brothers were. 2 singular young men who felt like so many people in the church today, who feel as though they have the right to some type of expectation of what they should have. You know the church, you know how church folk are. They think that everything belongs to them. They think that ministries begin and ends and starts and fails based off their command. Not understanding that none of this really has anything to do with them. This whole big thing that we call life is so much bigger than we could even imagine. We are not able to fathom the very essence of who God is, but we have the audacity to feel that God owes us something. Now let's look at the text. The Bible tells us in Luke 11 and 12 that Jesus said there was a man who had 2 sons. The younger of them said to his father, give me the share of the property that will belong to me. So he divided his property between them. So let's look at this first part of verse 12. The younger son, the younger of them said to his father, give me the share of property that will belong to me. Now the first thing we have to look at is, who said any of this is yours? You ain't with what? You ain't dug a ditch. Matter of fact, you ain't signed deed to first to 9 pieces of property under your feet. But you still want God to give you what you feel is due to you. Which brings me to the first point. As a Christian, you need to realize we are not owed anything. God does what he does because he's God and God all by himself. Job said it best in Job 1:21. He said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return. There the Lord gave, and the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Job knew that nothing was ever his to begin with, nor was anything ever ours. We have to understand that at the end of the day, that regardless of how we feel, God is going to bless us according to our own acts.
Wow.
He's going to bless us according to what he feels we deserve. And sometimes he's going to bless you more, and sometimes he's going to bless you less. But the thing you have to realize is according to his will. And at the end of the day, he may give it to you, but he may take it away, and you're not owed anything. The youngest son did not realize that that was not his to begin with. It was being selfish, because all he was concerned about was what he wanted to do. He was concerned about what his thing was, what his goals and aspirations were and desires were, but did not look at what his father needed or what was needed for him. And the problem with so many Christians, we don't want to do the work of God, we want the blessings of God.
Wow.
Now let's look at the second son and his misinterpretation. Because the second son was upset, he complained, he was nagging, he was enraged because his brother had came home. And he got a body. You know, I'm working like a dog. I'm out here every day. Where my body at? You know how we do. What I do is I come to church every day. I tithe. I do this, I do that. I'm always with the pastor. I'm always going here and there. And this person is getting elevated. That person is getting ordained. This person is getting this, and that person is getting that. But at the end of the day, what is mine just due?
Yes.
This person halfway come. This person ain't been here for 2 minutes. This person ain't even been here a day and a half. But they're getting blessed. They're getting elevated. They're getting raised. They're getting every accolation that I feel like I deserve because I have not gone anywhere and been here since the beginning. Well, wait a minute. The Bible tells us that the Father had split it between the two. He gave each their just due. You already got what you wanted. You got your share.
Right.
So what are you complaining about? See, some of the church people don't realize you woke up this morning. You got the activity of your limbs. I seen a guy on Facebook the other day, yesterday, who had no legs, no hands, was able to feed himself, had 4 kids, a wife, and had a full-time job. Somebody explained to me why you not getting accomplished anything that you want. I don't understand. But you complain about what God is doing for you. You feel like God has not done anything, but you did. You ain't in a wheelchair. You ain't got to have nothing body operated taking you nowhere. You can get in your vehicle, turn the key, and it starts up. My God. But you say, what have you done for me lately? We have to realize that God has done something for you, even like what you might feel is not important or what you feel is minute. You have to understand God has done many things for you that you overlook. Somebody can't see, somebody can't hear, somebody does not have a feeling in their hand. Somebody has lost something. Somebody didn't even wake up this morning. You have what somebody else done. Statistics say somebody dies every minute in the day. So if somebody dies every minute of the day and you're still breathing, that in itself is a blessing.
Yes.
You have to realize what the blessings are. It may not always be monetary. It may not always be physical. It may not always be something that you can touch. But it may be something that just take deep breath. It may be something that has clothes on your back, shoes on your feet.
Yes.
Somebody's homeless right now.
Yes.
It's cold. It's raining. Somebody's outside. But you got a roof over your head. We have to realize and thank God for the blessings that we have as children of God, because somebody is struggling.
Yes.
Somebody is worse off than you.
Yes.
The next thing we have to realize about this whole situation is simple. The Bible tells us, if you look further in the text, verse 25, the brother was not only angry that they killed the cat and calf, but the brother would not release the anger even after the father left. The first point we have to look at is that one, not about you. Second point is that none of this is yours. That's the main first point. The second point is you have to remember that you've already gotten what you're supposed to get. And you're not obligated, he's not obligated to give you that. Be thankful for what you got. Because you're not obligated to have any of it. But the last point I want you to see is when you're angry at a situation, it hurts nobody but you. See, the Father pleaded to say, hey, listen, I have given you what you asked for. All of this is yours. What are you upset about? The Father says, and he said to him, son, thou art to have everything with me, and all this is yours. It was meant that we should make merry and be glad. But this thy brother was dead and is alive again. Now here's the good news. You upset and mad. But what you missed was the shouting point. Because he was dead, but he's not alive. How many of you guys understand the importance of when something is dead and then alive again? See, when something is dead, it's finite.
Yes.
Not supposed to come back, right? Lazarus came back. Lazarus has a dead point.
Yes.
He died sometime ago. You know, the centurion slave died at some point. The little girl died at some point. Christ saved several people. But they died. The Bible says that he was dead and yet lives again. We have a right to the tree of life. We will live again.
Yes.
We will come back after we're dead to a new life. There's no reason to be upset. Because you can go home again. See, this is just your earthly home. You have another home.
Amen.
So there's no reason to be mad or upset because things are not going the way that you want them to.
Yes.
Things are not always going to pan out the way you want them to. Things are not always going to fall the way you think they should. God is not going to give you everything, because some things you may take you away from who he is.
Yes.
If God gave you everything, you might think it's you who's doing it. God needs you to know that I am the Father and I'm supplying your needs.
Yes.
And in order for me to do that, sometimes I have to let things fall by the wayside. Sometimes I have to let you know that, hey, this ain't always about you.
Yes.
Sometimes I have to let you know that I'm giving you all that I have desired to give you, that I said I would give you, which is
Yes.
life.
Yes.
So be happy and thankful for that somebody else has new life.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you have to remember one thing, that Christ died that you might have a new life.
Yes.
Christ gave his life that you might have a right to the tree of life, so that we can all have function, we can all have prosperity. We're only bound by our own limitations.
Yes.
You're only bound by your own desires.
Yes.
If you have the desire and the willingness to decide what God has for you, it will fall for you. If you desire for prosperity, if you desire for health, if you desire hope, dreams, it all is guaranteed to you as long as you have faith.
Yes.
Christ died so you had that, all you have to do is have faith.
Yes.
But the good news is not in his death, but the resurrection.
Yes.
Because he lives again, you can live.
Amen.
Because he lives again, you can move forward.
Yes.
You just have to have the willingness to do the will of God.
Yes.
And stay in his perfect and unchangeable will.